Welcome to the Life Leadership Podcast with myself, Leila Singh, all things coaching, career and personal branding. This podcast is for ambitious career professionals like you, wanting to create a life of choice and freedom, to be, do and have more through overcoming limitations, to develop new perspectives and insights, and to redefine your success, be that in work, health, relationships, and so much more. Hi there, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world today. Welcome to Live with Leila. My name is Leila Singh and I'm an executive career and personal brand coach. And I work with career professionals, typically in the technology industry, who are looking to overcome their limitations so that they can uncover their real potential, elevate their careers and create new possibilities, all whilst showing up as the best version of themselves, what I call life leadership. So what is it about today? The topic today is about reviewing, recalibrating, resetting. Q1 has just passed us by. We're 3 months gone into the new year. We're now hitting Q2, April. We're already a few days into April. So my invitation to you is to slow down for a moment and carry out a bit of a review. Look at what has gone well for you. And here's the thing, and I've learned this for myself, and I see it with clients that I work with, is often we naturally focus on all the things that didn't work, the things that we didn't get to do, or we promised ourselves we do and never started. When in actual fact, in and amongst all of that noise are the good things, the things that did go well. And it's really important to slow down and actually notice that and acknowledge the things that have gone well. So my question to you is, what went well for you in Q1 of this year? What were your wins? What are the things that you can celebrate? And it might be that you need to dig really deep to look for those things, because it could be that right now you feel like things just aren't going the way you would like, the way you had envisioned for this year, in terms of the plans that you had, the goals, your vision, whatever that might be. And actually right now you're like, oh, this is really hard going. We're now in April. I don't know where the year's gone. And I feel like I've not moved forward at all. Trust me, slow down to that and really look at the different areas of your life and what has gone well, even if it's baby steps forward in the right direction, making that little bit of progress. It all counts. So that's my invitation to you, is first of all, review what has gone well for you. Notice all the good stuff amongst the noise of the things that didn't work well or didn't go as you had planned. And then ask yourself, what could be better? So it might have been that at the start of the year or the end of last year, you had all these goals for 2023. You had maybe New Year's resolutions. You'd created a vision of what you wanted this year to look like. You perhaps are wanting change in some areas of your life and you're thinking, okay, well, this is what I'm going to do this year. This is what's going to happen. So if you're not where you want to be right now, what could be better? And it could be something like your commitment to what it is you want to create or what it is you want to achieve. Perhaps health is always a popular one, right? Something that often New Year comes along and everyone goes and joins a gym or commits to start a new sport or to walk more, to run more, or to do something. So commitment is a big part of that, right? Whether it's health, it's work, it's relationships, it's what are you committing to? What did you commit to? What didn't work out for you? What didn't work well? What did you slip on? And this isn't about beating yourself up. This is about the learning from that. What could be better? What could you do differently? So it might be your commitment wasn't as good as it could have been. So what are you going to do this time around, now that we're in April in Q2, to get a better result? What are you going to commit to? How are you going to commit differently to it? What do you need to do differently in terms of your approach? How can you make it easier for yourself? Maybe you need accountability. Maybe you need support. Perhaps you simply need more motivation and understanding what is the motivator for creating that goal in the first place. Are you doing it because everyone else is doing it, or are you doing it because it's something that's really important to you? Another aspect of what could be better is your performance. So in the actual performance of whatever it is you're doing, and again, that could be your health, it could be work, it could be relationships, your finances. What are you doing in terms of your performance? In other words, your actions, your activities that could be better. They could get you maybe quicker or easier to where you want to be when you commit to it and you perform better. So this is just a little bit of a review of analysis, of understanding, and of learning from where you've been, how you've performed, and if you're not where you want to be or where you'd hoped you'd be by now, what can you do instead? Because you've still got 9 months left of the year. And then you want to recalibrate. So what has occurred in these first few months that maybe has been unexpected? So is it the case perhaps that a new opportunity came your way that you weren't expecting or you hadn't planned for? That could be personal, it could be professional. Perhaps you got a promotion or a pay rise, or a new opportunity came along. It might be that you've been single and now you've met somebody, or a relationship hasn't worked out the way you planned, or you've had a health challenge, or your health is a lot better than you thought it would be by now. So it could go either way. It could go better or worse than. The point is here, what has occurred for you that has been unexpected? And again, it's slowing down and really acknowledging what that has been and asking yourself, okay, what do I need to do now to readjust, to recalibrate, so that I continue moving forward as I want to, alongside this unexpected occurrence, whether it is a good one or a setback for you. And it could be, as I said, it could be your health is better, or you've had a health challenge that came up. It could be a simple situation that's arisen, whether it's for yourself or for somebody close to you, and that's distracted from what you would hope to do, and therefore you're kind of on the back foot. And it's all okay, because life happens, right? We all know unexpected things happen all the time. We can't control that. It's the important thing here is how do we respond to that. So dealing with whatever has occurred unexpectedly, and then recalibrating in the other areas of your life to be realistic and say, okay, well, now this is happening. So let's say it's a health challenge. If you've got a health challenge that's maybe holding you back a little bit, okay, what does that mean in terms of adjusting for the goals that I had set myself at the start of the year? Or perhaps you secured a promotion and it means you've got more responsibility. Maybe you've got to work a little bit harder and longer hours. So now, again, you've got to readjust and recalibrate the balance to be able to do what you had planned to do before you got the promotion. Does this make sense? Let me know if this resonates, if you've got any questions, if you can relate to some of this, and maybe you're asking yourself right now, where on earth has the first 3 months of the year gone? So those are the things in terms of recalibrating. It's like, okay, what happened that you hadn't really planned or didn't have in the goals and the visions for this year that have now impacted the plan that you had in place? And really check that out and think to yourself, okay, well, if this has happened, what am I going to do differently now? Because that's the next piece. It's almost now you want to look at resetting. And I can give you a great example of that right now, is that although in my kind of vision for the year, myself and my partner had talked about looking to move in together, but actually you don't know when the right place is going to show up, and then the timing of everything and so forth. So that's where I am right now, unexpectedly moving from somewhere that I've lived for 16 years from one side of London to the other side of London, actually moving slightly outside into Kent. And that's happening this weekend. So it's a huge shift for me. I'm moving from a place that I've lived in pretty much most of my life to a new environment, a new area. And moving in with my partner, which again, I've never had that experience before because I've always lived on my own. So lots of change, lots of good, exciting times ahead, but also slowing down to recognize the changes and getting used to and adapting to all of that, which means that certain other areas of my life have been impacted. whether it's been my consistency around my health, whether it's been in terms of my business and the goals that I had for Q1 and Q2, which I may be having to readjust or reschedule, maybe defer things out by a month or two. So there's things that I've had to adjust. It isn't about beating yourself up if you haven't done things. It's about recognizing where you are and what you can do differently moving forward. And that's the important thing to take from this message today. So I'm just giving you an example of where I'm at right now. For you, it could be, as I said, it might be something that's changed with work or with your health, with your finances, with your relationship. It could be anything. Okay, so whatever it is for you, just slow down is what I want you to do, and remember that when things occur unexpectedly, of course they're going to impact other things. Be kind to yourself and recognize that, okay, how am I going to adapt? Just spend a bit of time looking at that and saying, right, this has occurred, it's impacted this, what do I need to do differently now going forward? So that ultimately this year can still be my best year yet. What have you planned to do and what have you not done? Maybe you started something and you stopped. Maybe you didn't start at all. Okay, so what was it that held you back from starting? What is it that's stopping you from doing something that you planned to do, that you wanted to do, and you still haven't made any progress? Again, you want to check in with yourself. Is it perhaps that it's something you didn't really want? Maybe it's something that's changed now. Your priorities have changed. It's no longer important to you, or life has just happened. But again, you want to become aware, conscious of what is really going on so that you can make alternative plans, decisions, areas of focus of what you need to do next, so that you don't end up in a position come the end of the year where you're feeling really frustrated, full of regret. You didn't get to do the things that you wanted to do. So that's your recalibrate. And then the reset is, okay, resetting. So this is where I am right now. Understand that, accept that, and say, right, this is where I want to be in December. I know I've got 3 quarters over which I can do what I need to do, whether it's taking action, implementing things, doing things differently, being more committed or more consistent with what you need to do. So in order to reach your goals, to create that vision of what your life looks like over the next 9 months, what is it you get to do today to create that vision and set up the milestones that will help you to get there, so that you get to create your best year yet? Let me know if this resonates. If you're someone who's thinking, oh my God, it's the 4th of April, where has the year gone? Then this is for you today, to slow down to this. Get a pen and paper, write down the questions that I've shared here today, and spend some time answering them for yourself so that you can ensure that you're not beating yourself up, you're not kicking yourself, but actually you're acknowledging yourself for what you have accomplished already this year, slowing down and noticing all of the good stuff, and then recalibrating to look at, okay, what has occurred this year? What do I now need to change, to refocus on, to adjust? And again, this can be in work, it can be in your health, your relationships, your finances, your environment, so many different things. That allows you now, with 9 months left of the year, to create some milestones over the next 3 quarters that will ensure that you get to where you want to be by the end of the year and have your best year yet. If this resonates, what's happening for you, do share. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd rather DM me, that's all good too, and I will come back to you and support you in any way I can. But until next time, as always, remember to elevate your performance, maximize your potential, and create new possibilities by showing up as the best version of yourself. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe to this podcast if you haven't already done so. And if you enjoyed and gained value from today's episode, then do please leave a review telling us your key learnings and what you enjoyed the most. And do please share this podcast with your friends and colleagues so we can spread the word on life leadership, creating a life of choice, freedom, and new possibilities. Connect with me directly on LinkedIn, and if you would like to learn more about how we can work together, either DM me on LinkedIn or email.